Students of life, your journey begins with yourself. See, a lot of the times, man, we're told and we're confused with a reality where we believe that our mission and our reality and how we start to get a job, how we start to accumulate monetary funds, how we start to accumulate knowledge or relationships and things like that. A lot of people believe that starts with, within their already born into community, what's already been established as a pattern for you. That's why the Bible has this one line where it says, do not conform to the pattern of the world, but renew yourself through the renewing of your mind, something along these lines, which basically means a lot of people find themselves in this society. A lot of people find themselves in this Saturn system. A lot of people find themselves in this society that is not, I don't want to say not accepting of their attributes and characteristics, but it seems as if, because it's an illusion, right? So when we look at the elements, we look at they make you feel a certain way. So that's the water element. They embed certain feelings. Hey, look, through the music, through the food, through what I call basically, or what the dominant culture refers to as predictive programming. So they show you certain images, they show you certain music, they show you certain fashion, they expose you. It's exposure therapy. And they want you to conform to that behavior through that exposure of the therapy that they're showing you. And basically they give you a vision through a movie, and then they make sure you watch it again and again and again, so that can create a feeling, which then becomes the water element. So now you honed in on that feeling. But the dangerous thing here is that once you hone in on a feeling, that shit is gonna be embedded in your cellular membrane memory. So you want to be careful what feeling you hold on to. See, you don't want to even speak to your mind something that has nothing to do with what you want to manifest. Now, I'm not talking about you can't go watch a movie, you can't go watch a TV show, you can go eat a Kit Kat from Mars. That's not what I'm talking about. That's great. It's fantastic. What I'm talking about is you being able to maintain your mental disposition regardless of what's going on outside of you. Meaning, even if you go watch a scary movie should not be able to jump scare you. It shouldn't be able to scare you. It shouldn't be able to make you afraid. It shouldn't put you in a spirit of doubt, fear, because all these things are just really spirits. The spirit of doubt, the spirit of fear, the spirit of worry, and they're basically using alchemy to try to mix you in and lump you in within these realities that they present forth to you. And so what they also present is what they refer to as an operational variable. So you have basically different folks, different strokes, and they got a product, a service, and information for everybody from every different walk of life, from every different type of galaxy, from every different type of star system that you're from. They got something for you, and generally humans usually share these 7 desires and 7 chakras, although we just may experience them a little bit differently based on our birthday and things like that. So them understanding that we have these 7 deadly sins and the 7 archangels inside of us, which are just basically your entities, which is basically your mental forms, your mind forms, that you hop into and observe as a spirit. You get into those mental forms and you start doing things. Like, for example, sometimes I meet females that think with their vagina rather than their head. There's nothing wrong with that, but that show me that if that's all they're talking about, telling me about their bodies, telling me about just sexual shit, that let me know that they as an observer, because you can go anywhere as an observer, in this realm, out of this realm, because really you're popping in and out of this realm simultaneously. So that let me know that this person is operating inside of a spirit of lust, and it might not be a good thing for me necessarily to hang out with a person with that particular spirit, because when you're at a certain spiritual level, certain mind states you can't really afford to tolerate, because it's gonna fuck up your thinking and shit like that. So you really want to make sure that you're with someone that's gonna help you, not necessarily help you, but you want to make sure that you're somebody that can respect your space and you can respect their space, meaning they don't come and impede upon you because you're doing something different, and you don't go impede upon them because they're doing something different. Because this whole alpha male, beta female, or whatever, it's all really bullshit. We're all human beings, we're all spirits in the body. At the end of the day, it's all about respect. So we have to just keep in mind that the people that are running this harmonious arrangement, whether you call them the 13 families, whatever name you want to put on them, they have put certain operational variables to make sure that you don't find out who you are. You don't find out your birthright. Because some of us are born peasant. Some of us are born poor, but God didn't make no fucking peasants. Now that's a circumstance that I don't want to say some external force created and you have no power over it, because you do. Every day in the street, you see homeless people there that don't even need to be on the street. Like, for example, I live in Canada, so I see homeless people every day. But when you're in a country like Canada, there's no excuse. You can get a job. There's so many things that you could do to make money, even wherever you are in the world. Now, in some parts of the world, is it worse? Yes, absolutely. But with a mental disposition, you can definitely rise to the top of everything. So we have these narratives that convince us to stay within our particular role and to only have such minuscule roles, minuscule goals, basically. They try to attach you to, man, and it's crazy because obviously, if you study the zodiac system, the house system, the first house, they want you to participate with your individuality, but however, whatever your placement are, it doesn't really matter. They just want you to play out the lower octave version of that. So even if you have a numerology chart, let's say you're life path 1, you're supposed to be a leader, you're going to be a dependent follower, because they want you to always play out the lower octave of that version of energy. They don't want you to play out the higher octave version of the energy that you're playing out, because you're already playing out what God hasn't placed in you, because that's the only thing you really know how to do. The only thing they can do is just take that and take that gift, take that talent, take that attribute, that characteristics, that temperament, that virtue, that principle that is assigned to you from God, and dumb it down as much as possible so you don't harness its full capabilities and actually unleash the hidden potential that's within your lives. And so for the true student of life, you have to learn how to recognize patterns, not only inside of yourself but also in others as well, because everything in life is a pattern. The market crash is a pattern. In the Bible, there's a numerology and there's a star pattern, because it's a book based on the degrees and things like that, and it's just like the Indian Nakashatras. It's a book about the 365 degrees, whatever degrees, deacons you want to call them. It's just they created anthropomorphized shapes and forms to talk about that thing that we're referring to in the sky. So Aries, it might be there, Aries in the Greek, it might be something different back then in Americana, which is actually America's real name. It's Americana. That's where they really got it from. It's not really something new they made up. No, they just took it, changed up the letters. It's something really new. You can look into it in your own time. So they never really do anything new. All they can do is just take things down and dumb things down. So you need to be able to recognize your patterns, and you need to be able to recognize other people's patterns around you. Because the thing is, though, we might be so deep into a pattern ourselves that we believe that it's normal. So for me, for example, I thought that it's normal to make less of myself for others so that I can help others. Because I thought that's what it meant to live. I thought you have to be compassionate. The golden rule. Love your neighbor. But what if your neighbor doesn't fucking love you back? Now I'm saying, should you keep loving your neighbor, or should you just keep getting used until you get tired and pissed off? Because I was tired and pissed off because there was a pattern in myself that I wasn't recognizing, so I was being played as a fool in my personal life and things like that. And so because you don't want to just get pissed off and angry and separate from the world. Like, yeah, you could do that, but you want to be able to participate with the world in some kind of way. Like, yeah, you can be a hermit in a cave and things like that, but I'm pretty sure I already done that in a lifetime. So God want to see me play less of the devil advocate, stop judging people, and just start to participate with the world, and start to actually put your energy out there. And you're going to see what you accumulated is going to be, how is it going to basically influence the world. So I had to be able to detect the pattern that I'm doing in my own life, because I was doing an unconscious, subconscious pattern, but I wasn't able to see it just due to a lack of experience. And when you experience things in life, that's validation, that's confirmation, that's God asking you, hey, do you still want to manifest that? Do you like being talked to like that? Air element, logic, left brain. Do you like how you're practicalizing, how your physical, solid reality is manifesting? You might be such a compassionate person. You might give somebody all the t-shirts, all your jackets, but what about you? Where's the jackets in your closet and shit like that? What are you gonna wear for winter? Nothing? Because you was being too compassionate? So that let you know That's the wrong form of morality to have in the first place. So it's like you got to learn how to fight fire with fire. You can't just out there be nice to everybody and expect people to be nice to you, because that's not how people see the world. See, I learned the hard way. I learned that a lot of people might see that just as weakness and be like, let me see how far I can go and get away with using this person and things like that. Because other people are doing the same thing that you're doing. They're trying to detect the patterns, whether they know it or not. And the more you're able to see the patterns around you in people, places, and things, and in yourself, that's actually going to put you in a position so you can be ahead of other people, from the perspective of you having an eagle vision and you being able to see the game from a bird eye view. So you don't go down, you don't hang out with the pigeons and do some pigeon shit. No, you already saw the pigeon for what it is. The pigeon might not even know it's a pigeon. The fucking pigeon might just think it's the mightiest bird in the fucking air, bro, until it gets fucking mauled down by a hawk. Real shit. So I thought, as a pigeon, as a groupie, I thought I was the mightiest bird ever. But when I got mauled by a fucking hawk, or a bird that's a little bit more of a higher evolutionary scale in terms of its flight capability or fighting capability, because that's all we're doing here, is really just mental combat. The more you're able to detect, because fighting is not really physical. You have to get into the mental aspect of it. That's how these shadow governments be taking over the world and things like that. And that's how they be maintaining control of it, because they know how to sit on a decision and just sit tight on that and not worry about how other people feel or think about what's going on in the world. For example, the whole what it is. For example, they're trying to legalize, say, pedophilia and things like that. Adults, they want to walk around with kids, holding hands, all that. That's what they want. But they're gonna try to normalize it. They're gonna try to use exposure therapy. For example, the Balenciaga thing was not no fucking coincidence, bro. That shit was planned out, because they know that you will not accept it right away. They know that they have to keep exposing you to it again and again and again and again, so you think that that's normal. And on top of that, they got extracurricular activities they're doing, like sucking away your electrical charge and replacing it with their version of an electrical charge, so that they basically want to make robots, human AIs, humans that are attached to AIs and things like that. So you start to observe reality from a different parameter where morality doesn't really exist and things like that. Now, hey, morality is man-made, right? But certain things, like you're not supposed to try to have sex with a child, with a 13-year-old, 14, 15, 16, 17. Depending on where you come from. If you go to Saudi Arabia, they're going to tell you, nah, brother, we can marry 14, 15 years old. So, well, that's over there in that country, but where I'm from right now, you're not really supposed to do that. That's not really normal. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that there's patterns all over the world, and we shouldn't get lost in these patterns. We should be able to observe those patterns, and we should be able to elevate those patterns. Because I'm not going to go pick up an AK-47, go to Saudi Arabia, and tell them that, hey, you guys are wrong, all of you guys need to die according to my morality. I'm sure some people in some part of the world will hold me as a hero, and I'm sure some people in the other part of the world will hold me as a villain. Oh, this person, in Islam you say, oh, this person's a kafir, this person is a shaitan, is a devil. But a devil is just a Satan. It's just somebody who's opposing you 180 degree to you. So you don't really like that they're doing the opposite thing to you and things like that. So that's what I mean by don't get lost in these patterns. Observe these patterns and elevate these patterns, because this world is already full of patterns. Because we're really in a dumbed down vibrational simulation, let's say, based on the light holographic matrix. Because I know a lot of y'all might think that you're seeing me right now and this is light and I'm under the sun, but I'm telling you, it's fake. All this shit is fake. Remember, darkness is just even in just simple color and simple arts. It's basically all colors taken in and mixed in together. When you look at darkness up there, it's the same shit. It's just a bunch of colors mixed in and smeared in together, so you're not able to observe that consciousness just yet. Because even in science, humans cannot see 99.99% of the electromagnetic sphere, or what's actually going on in the air. So there's all types of beings of lighter density, lighter mass, taking shape and form around you, but we're not able to observe that due to our dumbed down state. So we have to rely on our other organs, like our gut, like our heart, and things like that. And that's also one of the things that they be trying to put out there, you know, through their fucking magic wand system, which is the news, the entertainment, their politics, and all these things are just trying to disturb you and create some kind of, you know, hold on, create some kind of disturbance, basically in your. I had somebody call, but can cancel that. Yeah, create some kind of disturbance in the electrical field, which basically causes you to disconnect your heart from your brain, causes you to not deal with the built up sensation in your nervous system. You know, they basically want to disconnect you from you, so you can't connect to the pattern of God, or see the pattern in yourself, or see the pattern in their reality. So now you're stuck in their artificial mentality that they created for you to fucking participate in. So this shit is fucking deep. Like, I'm telling you, even the moon is artificial, the planets is artificial. A lot of these flickering lights, when you look at the night sky, you'll see a lot of these stars be flickering and shit. A lot of these just fucking satellites. Look up right now how many satellites they put up there in the sky and shit like that. It's fucking so many, bro. How are you gonna tell the difference between a real star and that? Now you can probably, if you got some equipment, you understand certain things like the royal fixed stars, and you understand the four corners of the earth. Yeah, you probably have a better time locating them rather than the average person, because our eyes really have a hard time seeing in the dark. So you gotta give your eyes a few seconds to even adjust to the fucking dark. So what I'm telling you today is that we basically live in absolute fucking darkness, and really, if you want to make it out of this matrix, you gotta first start by detecting the pattern that you're in. And when you start detecting your pattern, you have to elevate that pattern, and you have to see through everyone else's pattern, because everybody is already playing out a pre-written script, and most people are not even alive. Most people are not even aware of the script that is already written and predetermined for them, through the childhood they experienced, through the religion they was a part of when they was kids, through the society they grew up, through the environment, through the family, man, through whatever job you was in. You know, God already given you a script, but like I said, the Masons, they have laid over it another script called go to work 6 a.m. to 3 or whatever your shift is. You know, let's put out movies on this is how a family's supposed to look and feel like, and if you don't have this type of atmosphere, you shouldn't feel good. So then they put you guys on like mental guilt trips, low-key, and shit like that. Even when it comes to like the fashion industry and things like that, if you don't have this name brand, if you don't look this way, if you don't have this type of hairstyle, you shouldn't feel good about yourself, because this is what you need to participate with, because this is what everybody is participating with. This is why I'm saying again and again, like the Bible says, don't conform to the pattern of the world, but be renewed through the renewing of your mind. Let the Spirit renew your mind. And that's why you really gotta, that's why I'm begging people, man, see the pattern that you're in, because you're in a script, and it's fucking written pretty well, because you can't tell the difference between that and real life. Like, actually, real life with God. I'm talking about eternity. If you knew what eternity was like, there's no way you would participate in this fucking holographic fake matrix system. It's impossible. Because when you see eternity, man, like, you're not really gonna want to come back to this physical dense. Now it's gonna be some kind of density, but it's not gonna be this physical density where your back is hurting, and our back is not even supposed to be hurting, man. They designed, I'm not even really supposed to be sitting down right now. I'm supposed to be fucking standing up. But does it matter? Not really. Am I gonna be nitpicky about it? Not really. That's why some people have like walking desks and things like that in their room and things like that. So it adds more to their lifespan, to their health. Really, none of this stuff is good or bad, to tell you the truth. But you have to decide what's good and bad for you. Once again, you know, like I said, don't go with the pattern of the world. Learn about the pattern that God has embedded in you, because when you learn about that, then that's going to help you elevate this reality. But you have to make a separation, and you have to play out the higher octave of it. All you need to do really is just go back to your childhood and start to observe, damn, what was I doing when I was a kid? There was something that you was doing, you was just doing it naturally, and you just noticed it, and it noticed you, because it's like a particular spirit. Now sometimes we may house a group of spirit. We may have the spirit of anger, the spirit of lust, the spirit of hate, the spirit of worry. And if you don't get rid of these spirits, it's going to be very difficult for you to rewrite the script, because God is based on love, joy, peace, and abundance, meekness, self-control. You know, you got to know when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive, and things like that. So yeah, I can just see how deeply people are stuck in it, and it's sad because we can literally politics, entertainment, government structure, all that is really within our control. It's really our power, but they create this illusion where we have to give our power externally and need some kind of external deity, external person, place, or thing to fulfill something inside of us. But while really, we're the fucking creators, we're co-creators with God, but they're using us to co-create with them, and they're creating with God that reality. Now, God's source, obviously, he see what they doing, and God is like, okay, a lie can't stand forever. Y'all know that, right? They're like, God, okay, like we know that, but we still wanna just do our thing, homie. And God was like, y'all niggers, go ahead and do you. But all y'all shit's gonna fall down eventually. And they know it too. They know it too. So start by detecting the patterns in yourself. That's how you start. Be a student of your own life. Observe only yourself for a long time. Once you observe the patterns in yourself and understand, damn, I'm reading the pattern and I'm playing out the lower octave state of mind that I'm supposed to really be playing out a higher octave of it. There's going to be a dark side and a light side to your attributes and characteristics, and then you will start to see it outside of you. Oh shit, this person is in the pattern. Oh, like when you overcome shame, when you overcome guilt, because those are spirits, those are emotional intelligences, not really emotional intelligences, but they make you act and behave and create certain neurological patterns with your body, certain body languages, certain tones, certain ways of moving that they create inside of you. And once you've dealt with that spirit, you're going to be just like me. You're going to be able to see that spirit in every person, place, or thing outside of you. You're going to be like, yes, this person is ashamed. This person has toxic shame. This person is angry. This person is irritated. This person is resentful. This person is this. This person is that. Because it's a spirit. And once you deal with the spirit inside of you and you gain clarity, you're going to be able to detect that thing outside of you very clearly. So can nobody fool you next time you reincarnate or next time you incarnate, whatever, and tell you, hey, bruh, come into this marvelous light, come into my reality, because there's so many different realities, right? And you get to choose which one you go into every single minute, every single day. Just like right now, you chose to click on this video and you choose to learn about this information. After you leave this video, you're gonna have to make a decision. Damn, am I gonna choose to be sad? Am I gonna choose to be bored? Or am I gonna choose to be happy and productive? These are all choices that we make second to second, minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day, month to month, year to year. And the more you can maintain that, the more that mind is gonna accumulate. It's gonna be like a snowball effect, and it's gonna start to produce that reality that which you hold in yourself. It's gonna start creating it externally. Because whatever you hold internally, that's exactly what's gonna express itself externally. It's just gonna be automatic too. Like, to me, shit's crazy right now because I'm playing these things out automatically without even thinking about it. Shit that I used to second guess about. Oh, I shouldn't be mean to this person because I'm a nice person. Now I just move in such a way where it's just neutral. I don't dislike you, but I fucking like myself. So I'm gonna do things to put myself in a position where I can stay ahead of the game and create the reality I want to create, rather than me getting sucked into the pattern of the world, whether it's religion, society, whatever. You know what you're into, you know what you be doing to yourself. It's a student of life. Just observe yourself and learn from your own patterns, and you're gonna elevate this fucking fake, fictitious, goddamn Saturn matrix. All right, you guys, love you guys, man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all have a blessed, blissful goddamn day. Peace, y'all.